We're here at Nokia Plaza in front of Staples Center, and this is the section where you have to be a VIP. You have to have one of those 18,000 coveted tickets to get a chance to watch the parade from this prime location. And we are live here in Costa Mesa for the American Cancer Society, making strides against breast cancer walk. And I was just talking about the dozen or so commuters that got on this train just a few minutes ago. And one of the guys who lives here in Baldwin Park tells me he can get a monthly parking pass for $10 from the city instead of paying $3 a day. Let me tell you, my mama didn't name me Patience, okay? And there's a reason for that, because I don't have any. And I don't know how these drivers are doing this. We've literally gone 8 miles in like 47 minutes. Hold on. Hi, can you roll down your window? Let's see how they think. Is it like this every day? Every day. You're kidding me. But even after Highway 60 reopens, this project is far from over. The entire Paramount Boulevard Bridge is going to need to be rebuilt, a project that's going to take a minimum of 3 months. That's right, Sabila, and we are getting new information this half hour. In fact, the FAA just released an initial report because of this crash. But let me show you the scene behind me. Certainly an interesting morning out here in Long Beach, just one of many ports up and down the West Coast that Occupy protesters are trying to shut down. So if we can turn the camera around, I want to show you how the police have made a line right here. That's because this is where this access road goes from public property to private property.
Well, CBS 2's Joy Benedict is live in Anaheim now with a preview. Your engine is already revved up. Oh, they're sleeping. Shh, be very quiet.
I decided this was the best seat in the house, snuggled up next to David and Matthew.
You're getting your scare on early, girl.
Yes, I am, Sabila, and I'm going to scurry you, too, let me tell you. No, I put makeup on. We should be okay.
Joy, you and a baker's dozen of new little friends.
That's right, a baker's dozen of my new little friends. Right now, we're under the sea. I couldn't get in the water with them, but we can apparently get under the water here at this new exhibit in Long Beach at the Aquarium of the Pacific.
Oh, I see you got your little friends there. Uh-oh.
I do, I'm being tickled. They're rather bitey, I must say. Apparently, I must taste sweet. I've got them fooled, don't I? I want you to get rid of all that excessive weight. Throw it out of your car. Get rid of the trash, too. Believe it or not, an extra 100 pounds in your vehicle is going to cost you fuel efficiency around 5%. That's 9 cents a gallon right now when it comes to gas prices. There she is, a Space Shuttle Endeavour. She got here maybe an hour or so ago. Annual mammograms.
Absolutely, absolutely, no question.
No question about that.
No excuses.
No excuses. Annual mammograms, self-breast exams, talk to your doctor. This is nothing to play around with, and early detection is certainly key.
Knott's Scary Farm open for business in Buena Park at Knott's Berry Farm with its 40th anniversary year.
Only she can do it to the ghostly goblin. She's got them dancing. There you go.
Thanks for watching CBS 2 News at 6 a.m. Remember, we're always on at cbsla.com.
Have a great day.
That's right, Dave. In fact, I did just get off the phone with detectives with the Los Angeles Police Department who are clearing up a lot of information that's been coming out since this accident happened last night. First of all, as you mentioned, we have 5 people in the hospital. One of them is actually a police officer who arrived here on scene. Another person is the driver of that vehicle, and 3 of the other 5 remaining are 3 of the Good Samaritans who showed up here on the scene trying to help that initial driver. But nonetheless, it has been a busy night, and folks here in this community are simply in disbelief at everything that happened.
She's a hero to everybody that saw it.
David Aguilar is still trying to understand how his mother could go out to dinner and not come home. But he says Irma Zamora has always done what's right. Just last night, it cost her her life.
She saw someone that needed help, and she ran for it. She tried helping them as soon as possible.
Today, caution tape and flowers mark the spot where David's mom lost her life. Reminders of how so many strangers came running, unaware of the consequences.
I heard the impact.
Jerry Glassman lives across the street from the crash site. The noise he heard was the driver of this vehicle losing control and slamming into a fire hydrant and an old-fashioned lamppost. Another neighbor went to help the driver and was knocked down.
My first reaction was, we got to get her out of there, because she was like in a couple of inches of water. I didn't want her to drown.
But what Glassman couldn't see in the darkness and all this water was this: a frayed wire exposed and charging the pool of water, and the woman who lay motionless in it.
All 3 of us grabbed her, and we all got the shock of our lives. And I remember just blacking out a few seconds. I landed on all 4s. I got scuff marks all over me.
As Glassman and the others were coming to, he saw Zamora. Her husband stopped the car. She jumped out and ran to help.
And I was screaming at her, stay away, live wire, stay away.
But in all this commotion, she didn't hear.
As soon as she put her hands on the woman, she went down and landed right on top of her.
Glassman says her husband came next.
He made an attempt to get his wife. He then got shocked. So he made an attempt to try to get his wife again, and we had to hold him back.
He saw all of it happen. He held her in his arms.
In all, 7 Good Samaritans were injured trying to help one driver who was eventually removed by rescue crews. 2 of the Good Samaritans died. Several more remain hospitalized. A freak accident, a test of courage. These heroes passed that test. But this son, who's left behind, wishes his mom's kindness didn't cost so much.
I know she's in a better place now, and she's a hero in everyone's hearts.
They are all heroes. And you can see the Department of Water and Power is behind me. They are replacing that fire hydrant and have almost finished their work. Also, we want to point out that the accident itself happened at about 8 o'clock last night, but obviously this is still an ongoing investigation, and we're told that police are not releasing the name of the driver because at this time they have not been charged or cited with anything, and it's not clear if they will be. This could just be an accident. Reporting live from Valley Village, Joy Benedict, CBS 2 News. It's a new flag for an old ship. But today, as the sun rose on San Pedro, the USS Iowa wasn't being prepared for battle, but its new life. Helping is Bill Weinberg.
I've never been on a battleship before. Let's go see what that's like.
Bill is one of dozens of volunteers restoring one of the last battleships ever made by the U.S. Navy. An electrician by trade, he's helping shed light on this country's history.
When they first got power to the ship, everything was dark. I got to see all these parts of the ship that most people don't get to see.
But soon they will, as this amazing vessel will soon become a floating museum.
Watch your step coming in through here. This is the galley.
Michael Pluger is the new captain of this retired ship. He took us down below to see what ship life was once like.
And they would actually have mess attendants that would actually be serving the sailors as they came through.
Upwards of 2,500 sailors would eat in shifts aboard Iowa. 8 ovens, 4 fryers, and a slew of kettles show just how many meals were prepared here. But finding space for thousands, even on this massive ship, wasn't easy.
You'll see that every nook and cranny is being utilized in some aspect.
Take a look at the racks in the berthing area where the sailors slept. 12 beds in the area the size of a walk-in closet. Of course, I had to try it out.
I mean, I'm 5'7". And I can't even stretch out in full.
It's very bare bones. I mean, the ship was built to be a fighting ship. It's not sadly, it's not a cruise ship.
But we did find some luxury.
This is the captain's cabin.
And in the bathroom known as the head, a unique feature.
This is the only Navy ship that actually has a bathtub.
It was installed for President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Because of his handicap, I actually put the bathtub in rather than him trying to figure out how to stand in the shower.
There are 9 guns on this battleship, and believe it or not, the diameter of the barrels is 16 inches, the largest ever built in the U.S. Navy. And when fired, these guns, their projectiles can reach 24 miles away.
It's an amazing piece of history.
And although her fight may be over, her glory will continue to live.
CBS 2's Joy Benedict is live in Long Beach, where police have pushed the protesters out, and of course the weather didn't help either, Joy.
No, the weather didn't help at all, but it didn't stop hundreds from coming out here, and things have certainly calmed down in comparison to what they were just a couple of hours ago. There are still a few Occupy protesters here around the park area, but again, they were not successful in shutting down the port completely, but they certainly caused quite a stir. Protesters gathered early.
The workers united!
Armed with enthusiasm and a mission to occupy Dock J in the Port of Long Beach.
We're here to make a statement to the people who control the ports that we have the power.
About 400 demonstrators marched from Harry Bridges Park to SSA Marine, a shipping company owned predominantly by Goldman Sachs. The plan? Draw attention to corporate greed, unfair wages, and unbalanced exports.
The boats come in full and go out almost empty.
Protesters stopped as soon as they hit a line of Long Beach police officers. They stood in front of employee parking lots and sat in the street, preventing trucks from taking their typical routes.
You need to move back beyond the fence to the pre-designated protest area.
But many protesters didn't know where to go.
And they moved the protest cones about 6-7 times that I saw it.
Confusing those who came in peace, inciting those who didn't. There was pushing and shoving and one arrest as officers attempted to move the crowd. Initially this morning, the Long Beach Police Department let protesters get much closer to Dock J, and slowly it's taken about an hour, but they have moved protesters back about 300 yards.
It was purposeful misdirection between Harbor PD and LAPD. They did it intentionally to screw up the protest and have a chance to arrest people.
Also frustrated truck drivers like Steve Chang. He gets paid by the job and can't get through.
You know, they have to go someplace, not here. You know, why they close the street?
There were other entrances to SSA, so eventually the trucks got through and so did dock workers. The protest unsuccessful in a complete shutdown, but those standing in the street say their point was clearly made. Obviously, one of the issues that protesters ran into today was that they did not have support from the Longshoremen's Union. Obviously, a very strong force out here on the docks, so their workers were able to use other entrances to get to work. Reporting live in Long Beach, Joy Benedict, CBS 2 News.
All right, thanks a lot, Joy.
The fatal accident happened overnight near the intersection of Randolph and Eastern in Commerce. CBS 2's Joy Benedict there live this morning. Joy, police now believe this accident may have been caused by street racing.
That's right, you know, and it's not hard to see it out here, Kent. You know, we are on Randolph. You can see these tread marks behind me. They really mark this entire stretch of this road, as it is a very known for street racing. But at this hour, investigators are looking for a killer because someone died here last night. Memorial candles on the sidewalk and markings on the roadway only scratch the surface of what happened on this busy road Thursday night.
I didn't believe this. I still can't believe it.
Annabelle Cervante came looking for answers after hearing her high school sweetheart Jose Mendoza was a victim of a hit and run just hours before.
He was a great guy, and he was always there for everyone that ever needed him.
Friends tell us this 19-year-old loved cars, especially fast ones.
He was like so excited to fix his car and everything. My husband was helping him fix it.
But police say it was this teenager's love of cars that may have led him here late Thursday night for drag racing.
Every day, they do it every day, they start like 12 midnight to 1 o'clock.
This worker, who doesn't want his face shown, had just started his shift at a nearby machine shop. He went outside to close the gate after hearing the noise.
There was a lot of people that were probably about 50 kids outside.
Moments later, he heard the engines and the screams.
Their friends stood over, but the people that were racing, they just knew.
Police believe Jose was the starter of the race, and that's why he was standing in the middle of the road. But it's not clear if he was hit by one of the two cars racing or another vehicle. No one stopped. Investigators tell me this particular stretch of Randolph Road is extremely attractive to street racers for a couple of reasons. One, it's an industrial area, and secondly, there is an entire mile between stoplights to reach excessive speeds.
They shouldn't do it. They should go to tracks or something safer.
And as friends and family begin to mourn this young man, they hope the racing stops and someone speaks up before another young life is lost.
They should just find out who hit him.
And investigators need your help doing that. They are looking for a dark-colored pickup truck. It's going to have serious front-end damage. If you know anything, if you see anything, if you hear anything, call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS and leave your tip anonymously. Reporting live from Commerce, Joy Benedict, CBS 2 News.